Hello and welcome everyone to the fourth and final quarterfinal of the esports factions Rainbow Six Rivals. I'm so excited to bring you guys the map or the game of FRANTIC6 versus Carbon Core Gaming. So we'll decide who will be our fourth and final, our second team to head into the semi-final. Wait, am I correct in that? No, the fourth team to head into the semi-finals. So yeah, we will be heading to Clubhouse as our first matchup. Second one will be Coastline, and if it comes to it, the third one will be Theme Park, I believe. So I'm really excited to bring you guys this. This, of course, is Kanye Diffuse. Unfortunately, Patrick Fennick could not join us tonight. He has some other plans, I believe. So yeah, without further ado, CCG is asking, are we starting? Indeed. We are starting. So, first map will be Clubhouse. I've got to say, I've never heard of Carbon Core Gaming. I've seen them do pretty well in the group stages of the Rainbow Six Rivals. So, definitely a team to look out for. But on the other side of the leaderboard, FRANTIC6, they beat 80k recently. So, these guys definitely have something going for them. And heading to Clubhouse, I believe this is a pretty strong map for them. So, as we head into the ban phase now, the first attacking ban will be the Thatcher, and that's a pretty common one these days. I mean, you see it in your ranked lobbies, you see it in the top tier of South African esports. Carbon Core Gaming banning that one out. Obviously, a lot of hard breach that happens on Clubhouse, especially you got that CCTV cache area, you got that gym bedroom, and even down below in Dirt Tunnel. So as well, the Monty is really going to help out here for the defenders, because that Montaigne is really the one big counter to the 22nd meta. You can just rush on into site. You don't really have to drone it out. You can just face check it. Don't really have to do anything about it as well. Mira is a pretty common ban, especially here on Clubhouse. Know how effective she can be in that CCTV and cache area as well down below in Church and Arsenal. So the last defender ban, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like an Echo, maybe a Maestro, those Intel operators. And lo and behold, actually a Bandit. I like this one because, like I said, a lot of hard breach does happen here on Clubhouse. So that Bandit's a pretty big one. It's really going to make it a lot easier for the attackers, because the only hard breach denial that's now going to be on the board will be either that Cade or the Mute. So the defending team will have to compromise a bit, and yeah, let's see how they can do that. Oh, as I say that, actually taking both the Mute and the Cade, so it doesn't look like they are too shaken by that Bandit ban. We'll be heading to CCTV and Cache Room as the primary bomb site, as Carbon Core Gaming will be starting on the defensive side. See the Legion being 6-picked into a dock there as well. On the other side of the board, the Ash onto a Hibana, probably realizing they will need that hard breach. Maverick isn't the only one you need to bring. Thermite actually isn't banned, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe a Thermite pick later on. Most teams these days opt to take all three hard breaches, just make sure they are prepared for everything if anything does happen. So starting off with this now, Carbon Core Gaming starting on defense, and actually I need to change it to 16:9 because I play on 4:3. Sorry about that. Okay. Starting off with this CCTV cache area, see the reinforcements coming out like this, reinforcements into the service drop down, as well as the construction wall being reinforced there. A lot of the times we see teams opt to actually reinforce these garage panels instead of these ones here into logistics, because you just don't have enough reinforcements if you want to reinforce everything. As well here on the other side, this rotational to top red, I believe, is that call out. That's a pretty strange one, because normally you would open that rotation on the far right of that wall, opting to however open it on the far left. So attackers now spawn in. Let's see what they can do with this. See them here spawning out at the warehouse side, checking for the spawn peaks, making sure of everything, even droning out into that stock area. Zofia starting to rappel up. See what they decide to go for first. I mean, two hard breaches on the board. They can definitely go for this main wall, but at the moment does not look like that is their main objective. Zofia already opening up that logistics hatch, making quick work of opening that up as well. Hibana droning it out for her. Probably will establish that Anoxia. I have no idea how to pronunciate that. Jaeger currently playing in bathroom there by master bedroom. He does spot the Zofia on the CCTV cams, has not been droned out yet, so Silencer on the 416C carbine, this could definitely be something he could play with, but he does get droned out. But then on the other side of the map, Cade, that's Primal getting a kill onto That's a pretty big one. Onto the Maverick. Now, half of your hard breach is off the board, but from the side, Zofia swings wide, gets the kill into the Jaeger. That's the first one coming out from FRANTIC6, now equalized into a 4-on-4 man count. FRANTIC6 now starting to push into this master bedroom side, looking to take the construction area, which currently is clear. Most of the players on the side of Carbon Core Gaming are either on site or close to site, with Maestro currently playing on Catwalk. So, see FRANTIC6, and that is Figure 6, starting to enter into construction, opening up the main construction wall, which I believe could be muted. Indeed it is. That's a pretty big oversight from the side of FRANTIC6, not even checking whether it's muted now. All of the Hibana utility has been expended, so they either need to open this up from down below, which I do believe that is what IQ is going for, spotting out that mute jammer, so I believe she should make quick work of that. The IQ gadget definitely helping out in that, and indeed it does, and that is the Hibana pallets now starting to go off. Now the players on site will definitely feel the pressure. The attackers here starting to pressure and pre-fire onto that wall, which has been opened for the rotation. One player currently playing behind the bomb chassis, does not get spotted, swings wide. Doc almost does a bit of damage there onto the Buck, but on the other side, Zofia does get dropped by Moss. Older in hand, a pretty strong LMG, but Hibana just dropping in. However, Luli does pressure onto side, gets the kill onto Big Tasty. Now swings wide, gets the kill onto the play on Catwalk. A triple for him on the round now as he finds the player top red, turning it into a 2-to-1. As the last player is the one that was playing Catwalk, rotated onto CCTV, finally gets the kill. AML with the final one onto Primal. And that genuinely was just off the back of, I believe it was Lulu there, the Buck just pressuring onto side. 180 after 180, gets the headshot onto the Dock, followed up by the one on the play on Catwalk, and then the player top red just brute forcing his way onto that side, and FRANTIC6 take the first round. Heading now once again back to CCTV and cash room. Let's see what they can do with this. See the six-pack off of the Legion onto the Valkyrie, probably opting to go for more information-based operator. We see, yes, the Maestro is on the board, but Valkyrie just brings so much more information to the team. So, see why they picked that up. On the attacking side, looks like essentially the same operator lineup, if not exactly the similar. So, let's see how they decide to set up this bomb site. We saw Carbon Core Gaming there on the previous round. They were pretty effective in dealing with that initial push. I mean, sure, Jaeger did die there in Master Bedroom, but after that, they kind of stalled out to their initial side push. And really, FRANTIC6, they just somehow, by the skin of their teeth, clutched that one out. That definitely looked like a Carbon Core Gaming round, especially after those, that second kill coming out to the, I believe it was Ducky on the Zofia. So, really great work to especially Lulu, the Buck here, one we're currently spectating, to win that round out for FRANTIC6. And now they do have the lead, only a one-round lead though. So let's see what happens here as Maverick looking to start to open up this main wall into CCTV. We saw him get killed the last round by none other than, I believe it was Primal on the Cade. So opening it up now once again, looks like Primal going for this once again. Does spot the feet of the Maverick, however gets killed from the main window. The Hibana trading it out. Yes, the Maverick is dropped, but at least you get the Cade as a trade. Now one player spraying from inside construction. I believe that is the Valkyrie of Big Tasty, playing behind the safety of that shield, pre-firing into the window. Does no damage onto the Hibana, however, so now still a 4-to-4 man count. All the players still on 100 HP. So if you look at the site here, the main wall has not been breached yet, and that's a pretty big one because that essentially leaves CCTV extremely safe unless they will be playing from this window, which I don't think they will as well. The garage panels have been opened up. Maestro is still just playing here in Catwalk at the safe spot. Let's see where the third player currently is. Wait, where's this fourth for Carbon Core Gaming? I believe it's Inoksha. Yeah, he's currently roaming down below in billiards. This is a pretty aggressive play here. If you can go for a late flank, this could definitely net him something, but Ducky now getting a kill into Big Tasty. That's a pretty big one. That's a Zofia off the board. She still, I believe, had a C4 in her back pocket, so that's a lot of utility to lose. But now Jaeger on the other side of the map, that silencer on the 416C carbine proving to be just a bit too much recoil. Probably used to that compensator, so does get killed by Ducky. A double kill now for him on the round after getting Big Tasty, the Valkyrie. Now left in the hands of a Moss as well as Mini. I don't know how to pronunciate that. However, the Smoke and the Maestro is still left on the board. Definitely two operators that can bring a lot of utility and stall out these operators on the side of FRANTIC6. Now spraying here, so the players currently playing here in Garage. However, Ducky does get dropped on the other side of the map. Shotgun blast to the face does get the kill. Trying to chuck out the smoke canisters, but Hibana gets the trade. Moss now left last live in a 1v3 scenario. AML and Fish are low on HP, but the diffuser does get planted. Moss getting a great headshot onto Fish. Now left in a 1v2. AML is low on HP, starts to reload on that Elder. 80 bullets is definitely something you want here in this post-plant scenario. Unfortunately, does not get the reload off. Does waste a bit of time. Time is definitely something you need in a post-plant scenario. 30 seconds left with a 7-second defuse. That doesn't leave too much leeway. Moss now has to retake it here from these red stairs. 20 seconds left on the clock. He will need to do something insane if he wants to clutch this out. Claymore is spotted. Pre-fires into the wall into construction, but 12 seconds now left. There's no time. This is a lost round for Carbon Core Gaming. Does what he can, and yep, that's a lost round. Does a bit of damage onto the IQ, but finally does get killed by the Buck. Lulu getting the final kill. So now FRANTIC6 with a 2-round lead on the attacking split. Definitely not something like to see, especially when you are a fan of CCG, because Clubhouse is traditionally a defender-sided map. So to see these 2 rounds go the way they did is pretty how do I say this? It's not looking good for Carbon Core Gaming at the very least. On your defensive split, you expect to get at least like 2 or 3 rounds on the board, if not 4 or 5. I mean, that's the ideal here on Clubhouse. Like I said, a very defender-sided map. But if you look at the operator lineup here quickly on the side of CCG, they're currently running the Alibi, and I really like that. Alibi is an operator which, if used correctly, she can not only confuse the players on the side of the attackers of FRANTIC6, it can give you a lot of information with the pings that do come out if you shoot those Alibi prismas. So let's see how Carbon Core Gaming decide to set up this bomb site. Does not look like Dirt Tunnel is currently reinforced. Might be a bit of an oversight by Carbon Core Gaming. Nonetheless, Stock Hatch, Bar Hatch, and Kitchen Hatch have been reinforced, so nothing to worry about there, as well as a rotation into blue. Reinforcement as well on that wall. You see the mooch hammers placed in the hallways to deny that drone work. And yeah, tunnel has been left unreinforced, so this should be free real estate for FRANTIC6. Yeah, the K charge there being placed on the hatch. That means it will be a bit harder for FRANTIC6 to open that one up, especially with the Thatcher band. You can't really deal with those K charges, so that hatch seemingly will be left reinforced because they don't really have anything to deal with it. Sure, Moto drop down is reinforced but not K charge, so you could go for that as well here on this kitchen hatch. There's a trick which you can do with the thermite charge. Anyone that did not know, you can place it right on next to that hatch and blow it open even if it's electrified. That is the power of the thermite. So now, however, Dirt Tunnel has been opened. FRANTIC6 realizing the opportunity that has been given to them by Carbon Core Gaming here. So, well, Dirt Tunnel has been barricaded off. I don't know if that's the play, because that allows you to essentially take free real estate of the entire Dirt Tunnel, and from there you can pressure onto site. So I don't know what Carbon Core Gaming is doing here. Maybe that barricade is a reaction to realizing they maybe left Dirt unreinforced. So yeah, I want to see how they play this. The floor now being opened up, and Ducky instantly capitalizing on that, realizing the mute is playing down below as well. Fish now starting to open up this Moto drop down. I believe Maestro. Okay, no, he's playing behind bar. I thought he was maybe in Moto drop down. Would have been a really tricky spot there. But AML now actually pressuring here into this basement hallway. If Thermite can pressure on along with him, he could maybe open up this church wall. This is definitely a strong position here for FRANTIC6 as 4 players on the board for Carbon Core Gaming. They'll need to do something within the next few seconds. Alibi actually might be just what they need. She's currently roaming up above in construction. If she can come at the right time, maybe go for an effective flank, she could definitely be a thorn in the side of FRANTIC6 on the attack here as they now start to pressure onto site. Fish looking to drop down into this moto area. However, not. AML just holding this passively, trying to lock out the players of Carbon Core Gaming, probably realizing there's one that's not currently on site, but Moss, you got to do something. You're too late, my friend. Thermite's already dropped onto site. All the players from FRANTIC6, aside from Buck, is currently situated top floor. But this is a pretty big angle that you can hold. If she can go for this moto hatch, she can do a lot of damage. And indeed she does. Spots the IQ, gets the down, and the kill finally confirmed. But what... is it even worth it when your team just drops on site? Lulu now planting the diffuser. Alibi left in a 1v4 scenario, drops into Moto, definitely hurt out by the Thermite here, realizing where Alibi is currently playing. So now it's a 1v4 and a post plant. What can you do? You can't do anything. Finally, Figure getting the final kill with the Maverick. The M4 in hand does get the kill onto the Alibi, and that now is a 3-0 round lead for FRANTIC6ESPORTS. See them once again opting to go to Church and Arsenal. And the Tachanka actually picked there. Wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, that one gets 6 picked. Onto a Rook nonetheless. So pretty decent, or I should say pretty linear operated lineup inside of Carbon Core Gaming. Maybe opting to go for a bit more of a frag heavy lineup. You see both the Doc and the Rook on the board. Operators that, sure, they bring a bit of utility. Sure, Doc can heal you up. Rook can make sure that you get DB and O'd and not killed straight off the board. But really what I'm seeing here from Carbon Core Gaming is they are saying our strats are not working that well against FRANTIC6, and really that's been what happening. FRANTIC6 have been able to just pressure onto site so effectively and so ruthlessly and just take control of each and every single opportunity they are granted. So really what I'm seeing for Carbon Core Gaming, like I said, is a lineup that's fed up with not being able to win it out. So they said, if we can't get the advantage with our strats, might as well get the advantage with the gunfights. So MP5 ACOGs, 2 of them on the board for Carbon Core Gaming. Let's see how this does work out for them. Moss once again on the Alibi, and this time roaming out in Strip Club. The drone does spot him, so that's a pretty big one. Now realizing the player is currently playing in Strip, looking to pressure into Kitchen already. However, Moss does rotate around to the main stairs. Now top main stairs into bedroom. As well, Fish starting to open up that dirt tunnel area. It is reinforced this time, so Carbon Core Gaming did realize from their mistakes. Did fix that up, but what can you do when they instantly capitalize on it, even though you did reinforce it? So now Ducky once again opening up those floorboards, looking for the kill on the players down below. But first they need to clear out the players up above, and that is Moss on the Alibi, still with a lot of free reign here in Gym. Now Figure as well as Ducky starting to clear out this Gym bedroom area. No, the drop down is there for the Alibi to play with, but her angles are currently being held, and from the crossfire, Ducky, that is the Zofia, getting the kill onto Moss, and now your only roamer off the board. If you go down below quickly, you'll see all 4 players on the side of Carbon Core Gaming are currently situated down below. So Maverick starting to open up this Moto drop down, as well Thermite doing the trick I spoke of in the previous round, but Primal just saying, no, you're not going to get this hatch. C4 from down below does not get the exothermic charge, but that doesn't really matter when there's no one to detonate it. But answering back now, Ducky gets a kill onto Primal as well, and Noksha getting a lot of damage done onto himself. And now in a 4-3 man count, they need to do something. They need to do something quick. The players of FRANTIC6 starting to pressure into this basement hallway area, now taking control of Moto. Drop down a bit of team damage there done onto Ducky, but you've got such a big lead here. You don't really need to worry about that. Spraying into the wall, no damage done onto the Doc. However, he needs to be scared here. Figure starting to open up here into this church area. Now Ducky opening up the angle, opened up by Figure on the Maverick there, but in a 3-3 now, as I say, that turned into a 2-3 as Big Tasty does get dropped now. Noksha on low HP as well as Mini not in too good of a position here down behind Church Bar. Just pressuring from each and every side, and that's FRANTIC6 taking it off of the gunplay of their players. I mean, just so efficient on clearing out Moss on the alibi there up above and then translating that onto a side take. We saw them just use the utility so effectively. I mean, sure, Thermite was killed out there on with the C4 trying to open up kitchen hatch, but you didn't really need it. Maverick was enough. He opened up Moto hatch. He opened up, even after that, the wall into church. Just the teamwork there. Zofia opening up that angle, opened up by the Maverick. Just the impeccable teamwork here, finally able to get the kills and win the round off of it. And now a 4-0 round lead in favor of FRANTIC6 Esports, as Carbon Core Gaming, realizing they need to shake something up, head back to CCTV and Cash Room.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
So looking at the lineup here, it does look pretty similar, except for what I'm seeing. Actually, it's not similar at all. It looks like Carbon Core Gaming looks, or they've realized they need to shake something up, and they've got to make some pretty drastic changes, because at the moment a 4-0 round deficit is not looking too good for you. Realizing they need to do something, what they did is they took a Frost as well as an Echo. The Echo, sure, I can see the motive in that, but Noksha on the Frost, I mean, sure, you've got the Frost mats, but I'd expect FRANTIC6 to be able to shoot those out, even drone those out, so I don't really know if that is the play. Nonetheless, Frost is on the board. FRANTIC6 will have to look out for it. Now, 2 hard breaches on the board, not opting to go for the Hibana this time. It is the Thermite and the Maverick. Looking to go for this main wall now as well. Thermite there, looking to open up. Opening up the construction wall. As well, Moss taking a bit of damage here from the CCTV Windows side. The wall now does go open. Exothermic charge does go off, and it does go off very quickly on in this round. I mean, 40 seconds down, you've already opened up construction wall as well. Figure now starting to open up the CCTV wall. I mean, we've seen him die on this position 2 times now, so he needs to watch out, because he definitely could get killed from here. And I mean, Primal, he looks to take this, but Moss now does get killed by AML there from what I believe was the Windows side, so really a great kill coming out from him there. And now Primal trying to pressure onto this wall, but Buck gets the kill. That's great teamwork here. Now finally CCTV wall does get opened. And this, my friends, is a very big lead for FRANTIC6. 3-5 man count with a minute 40 still on the clock. You've got construction wall open and you've got main site wall open. And they are now starting to use this. Thermite and Maverick starting to pressure into construction as well. Thermite now using that exothermic charge on the wall. A double kill now as IQ gets a kill for himself. Maverick just rushing on into side. 2 players left on the side of Carbon Core Gaming, but now turned into 1 man alive. Mini trying to do what he can, whips out the bearing 9, does not even get the kill into Zofia. That is FRANTIC6 taking their 5th round in a row. Now a 5-0 round lead on the attacking split of all things. So, yeah, this is not looking good for Carbon Core Gaming, going 5-0 in your defensive split on Clubhouse of all maps. It's not a good sign, and really at this point, I'm giving this map to FRANTIC6. These guys are just playing it so impeccably. I mean, talk about that teamwork. When they were attacking down below in Church and Arsenal, just the teamwork to take care of those hatches and then pressure on into the Church bomb site. And even in this previous round attacking CCTV and Cash Room, they were able to not only open up the main wall, open up construction wall, but also translate that into a construction take and open up the main cache wall. These guys are just impeccable in their teamwork, opening up each and every avenue onto site, and it's been working out for them, and that is being translated in the scoreboard now. A 5-0 round lead, definitely not something to scoff at. These guys have been playing out of their minds, and they look to take this map very early on. Now, looking at the operator lineup, looks like they've gone to something a bit more traditional. Seeing the Frost and the Echo didn't work out for them. Now going back to their more linear setup, see what they can do with this. One of the artillas actually used on this construction wall here. Would not be surprised. Yep, the other one is used on that main CCTV wall. So realizing where FRANTIC6 have been pushing from in the past, now cancelling out those attack vectors. So FRANTIC6 looking to, well, looks like they're taking their time here. IQ actually looking to open up from this main wall, main window once again, as we saw her do in the previous round where she actually got the kill into Moss. So let's see if she can do the same here from this position once again. Pre-fires into that window, doesn't really do too much. However, she could possibly spot out the feet of Inoksha on the Rook. He does swing wide a bit, but Figure is starting to make quick work of this wall. Somehow actually not getting damage done onto him by oh, they finally the damage done by the Cade Artilla. However, looks like the main wall will go open. Bottom off has been cleared out. Lulu currently holding that angle with the buck. Very high recoil gun that in the C8 SFW, but if you can control it, why not hold the long angle? As well, AML still holding passively here outside the CCTV window. Figure now finally opening up this main wall here on CCTV. It does get blown open, and now Buck can take care of it. Yep, that is it. FRANTIC6 once again with an avenue onto site. I would not be surprised if they now switch around and maybe go for construction wall, but looks like they have realized that that is currently being electrified by the Cade Artilla, so can't really go for that site. Figure now actually starting to open up the hatch into logistics, so you can drop down there. Definitely a lot of points to pressure on, but really this round hasn't been going the same as the previous ones. Finally, Carbon Core Gaming have been able to delay the push from FRANTIC6, but as I say that, Moss actually getting the first kill into Ducky, and that's a pretty big one. That's your Zofia off the board. That's a lot of utility now taken off the board. Ella now rotating up through these main stairs. Big Tasty is close by. He could definitely help out his teammate here, however, does decide to back off. Now, Ella with a double kill on the round does get Lulu. Finally, Carbon Core Gaming starting to answer back to the aggression shown by FRANTIC6, but Fish now opening up the construction wall. Now with an avenue onto site, sure, Legion is playing down behind the bomb chassis, but you've got a great crossfire setup here. Fish here on the main CCTV window, as well as AML now pressuring onto site, does get the kill onto Mini E. The Legion now dropped by the kill from Lulu. However, Figure gets dropped, and immediately the entire hold here from Carbon Core Gaming just collapses on the attackers of FRANTIC6. Gets those kills, and nearly a flawless round. Only one kill for FRANTIC6. Finally, Carbon Core Gaming able to answer back to the aggression shown by FRANTIC6, but you've got to ask yourself, is this too little too late? FRANTIC6, sure, they've lost a round now, but having your defensive split go 5-1 it's not the best of signs. As FRANTIC6 now head to their defensive side, they will take CCTV and cash room as their primary bomb site. Strangely enough, no hard breach denial on the board for FRANTIC6. I would not be surprised if they 6-pick onto that. Indeed, the smoke does get 6-picked onto a mute, so at least something you can use to deny that hard breach as well. I want to talk about that alibi mixing up my words here. That alibi pick quickly, because alibi, she is pretty useful, sure. I mean, she can give out pings, but the one thing she's very liable to is just, well, shooting out the gadget. If you shoot out the prismas, you can shoot out the base without getting pinged. So what is the answer to that? Well, you place it on a window. I wouldn't be too surprised if indeed AML does do that, because when an alibi is placed on the window, sure, you can shoot it out like a frostbat and just jump in and maybe pre-fire it, but you're going to get pinged. You're going to get pinged. Even if you shoot it out in time, you're still going to get pinged because you are moving through that prisma. And well, that's how the gadget works. So I like this pick here coming out from AML. I want to see how he does use it. As well, AML here on the mute definitely will help out his teammate here with the setup. See what the attackers now start to do is they spawn in here from this alleyway spawn. Definitely not a common spawn, but on the other side of the map, Ducky with a spawn peek here from Garage side gets a kill into Primal, and that's a pretty big one because now all of your track stingers on Gridlock are lost. With 30 seconds left on the round, your utility on Gridlock is just completely nullified. Not only the Gridlock stingers, however, the smoke canisters. The only operator on the board for Carbon Core Gaming currently that has smoke canisters, so that opportunity is lost out as well. Figure now being able to boost himself and back up to nearly full HP because, well, you've got a dock on the board. So really great teamwork here on the side of FRANTIC6, and I expect nonetheless these guys have definitely been showing up in this game and in previous games. I mean, this is the team that was able to dethrone 80k. I mean, obviously we've seen Meraki do that as well, but wait, was it Meraki? I actually can't remember. I know another team has been able to dethrone the Kings of 80k, but yeah, like I said, these guys have definitely been showing up, but a kill now coming out from Big Tasty onto AML. That's the alibi gone. Sure, you've got the pea shooter of a gun off the board, but the utility once again probably has been placed down, so losing that, what's her gun's name again? The MX4 Storm, I believe. Losing the MX4 Storm isn't that big of one. I mean, it's essentially a pea shooter, like I said, but now this is something you definitely have to worry about. Thermite opening up the construction wall as well, droning this out now, and establishing where Fish on the Wimai is currently playing, having to rotate back off. Now, they still have side control as well as Jaeger currently roaming down below. That is Figure still roaming down below with a minute left on the clock, probably looking to rotate back onto site. And if you look at Carbon Core Gaming setup here, they can still actually take this main wall because Maverick is still on the board. He's starting to Maverick trick this out, but Lulu is going to say no to that. Does so much damage there onto Big Tasty, but Moss answering back with a kill onto Fish. Your Wamai now dropped and now situated in a 4-3 man count. As I say that, Big Tasty making sure to turn it into a 4-2 with a double kill for himself on the round. However, Figure answering back with a kill onto Moss. The IQ dropped, getting a lot of damage done onto himself. Whips out the C4. Lulu not able to net anything for himself with that. Sprays with the SMG-11 into construction, however, not able to control the recoil. Finally, Mini, I don't know how to pronunciate that once again, does get the final kill onto the mute, and that is Carbon Core Gaming finally answering back with a few rounds for themselves. Now 2 consecutive rounds on the board. So FRANTIC6 will be heading to Church and Arsenal for the second time, I believe. So let's see. They are shaking things up quite a bit this time, taking both the Mute and the Cade to delay that hard breach, as well as taking the Maestro.
Attackers need to locate.
So actually no, they're going to Church and Arsenal now. Sorry, I got my things mixed up. They're not going to CCTV and Cash Room. What am I saying? They are going to Church and Arsenal, and I like this. Shaking things up, realizing CCTV and Cash didn't go too well for them. Now going down below to Church and Arsenal. Already Dirt Tunnel being reinforced as well. Stock Kitchen and Moto Hatch should be reinforced. So definitely making sure all their avenues are backed up by those reinforcements, those odd metal reinforcements. As well as Cade with a pretty interesting electroclaw position there. Don't really know where he threw that one. I can't seem to find it.
Attackers must locate and defuse.
Nonetheless, let's see what the attackers now start to do. So now FRANTIC6 still placing that late utility here. Meat still placing a few of his jammers. And Carbon Core Gaming it looks like they're taking their time here to really drone out the entire map. I mean, 4 players were just on their drones, probably establishing that there's no one currently roaming up above. Indeed, yeah, everything is clear. All 5 players from FRANTIC6 are currently on site. So Carbon Core Gaming, they have got the utility to deal with these hatches as well as deal with the tunnels. So Mini E now starting to pressure into kitchen, probably going to try and open up that kitchen hatch. Big Tasty as well, now droning out the Jaeger, establishing where he's currently playing. AML has been droned out, forced to fall back onto basement hallway. However, still pressuring aggressively onto these stairs. Refires a bit into the roof as well as the main stairs area, but really now Carbon Core Gaming have... Well, they're in the driver's seat because with so much utility still, Mini E seemingly, I believe, he just opened. Yep, that is kitchen hatch opened, and that is a major avenue onto site now opened up for Carbon Core Gaming. As well, Maverick starting to open up Moto hatch, but Jaeger just says no, so aggressively peeking that, and with the 416C carbine in hand, he gets the kill into Big Tasty, and that's a pretty big one for FRANTIC6 now, because that is half of your hard breach utility off the board, and the C4 from down below. Oh my word, the double kill for Fish, and that's gonna win them the round easy. Moss now the final player left, last life, does get a kill into Lulu, still has to find 4 more, and the 1v5 clutch ace if he wants to do this, but no. Fish getting a triple for himself on the round off the back of the double with the C4, finally getting the kill here. Spraying there with the AUG A3, gets the final kill into the IQ, and that, my friends, is a great round by FRANTIC6. They're just able to play with that aggressive Jaeger, just getting the kill onto the Maverick there as well. Then the double kill there from the Cade, getting both, I believe, the Thermite and the Zofia. So just so important kills coming out with that utility, and really that's what you want to see happening now. FRANTIC6 in a hefty 6-2 lead. See there in chat, who else thinks Zofia as a new elite looks amazing? Why, I agree with you. That's a pretty dope skin when we see a Noksha there, an early adopter of the skin, a big flex in this lobby, currently rocking that nice skin. But Siege, it's not a game for micro, or it's not a game for pay to win. Sure, you've got that Zofia elite, but Carbon Core Gaming, they're still on the back foot. They need to win 4 rounds in a row if they want to push this into overtime. I like these reinforcements here being used by the Legion to actually reinforce into Jacuzzi wall. I mean, that's a pretty common avenue for Carbon Core Gaming, or just attackers in general, to push from, and when it's reinforced, you don't really want to expend all that utility to just open up something which you can get from either entering from gym or even just from this logistics hatch. But even then, it just reinforces your hold here on gym and master bedroom so much that it definitely helps out your team to invest those reinforcements into that wall. Now Moss holding a pretty tight angle here onto construction, looking to get the kill onto, I believe that is Fish on the Wamai playing in construction. However, does not get his head taken off just yet. Now as well, Carbon Core Gaming looking to take this main wall. See if they can open this one up. Oh, Moss actually gets his head taken off by, I believe that is Ducky. Yes, it is. Ducky currently playing in Catwalk. Gets the kill into the IQ, and that's a pretty big one because IQ off the board. There's still a mute jammer, and now you can't take care of it from down below. So, Carbon Core Gaming, you're not going to get that wall open, my friends. I'm sorry. With the IQ lost, you're just not going to be able to find it. And on the other side of the map, Big Tasty takes a bit of damage from, I believe, Lulu. Lulu, however, is taking a bit of damage for himself. Sprays into the garage angle now. Ducky getting his head taken off by the Captar, swinging wide on the garage doorway. Great kill for Primal there. Getting the kill into Ducky. Probably playing just a bit too aggressive there, but Now, opening up from down below, Big Tasty, he's cleared out the mute jammer. And now Mini E on the thermite, the exothermic charge goes off, but AML answers back with the kill onto Big Tasty. That is the Jackal now dropped. So, sure, you've got that avenue opened up onto site, but with the roamers still down below, they can do so much damage with these positions. As well, Primal now taking so much damage from, I believe that is Fish on the Wamai. He's rotated into Catwalk, and now they need to deal with him because he's got the Wamai Magpies, and Capital bolts will get caught out by the magnet effect from those Magpies. So Wamai here just playing these long angles does so much damage there onto Noksha, currently playing on the main breach in CCTV, and now a double kill for AML in the round. He gets the kill onto Primal. The Capital now dropped, and it's left in a 4-2 man count. Match point for FRANTIC6ESPORTS. If they can win this one out, they will head to map 2, and just like that, a quick one. Figure gets the final kill on FRANTIC6. They take Clubhouse in a decisive 6-2 round count. See the MVP animation there from AML. However, you've also got to give credit to Ducky there, even though he is not currently credited with that MVP spot. Definitely did a lot of work for his team, currently 12 for 5. Yo, this man, the KD of this man is pretty insane, 1.2 KD, definitely well done to him on this matchup. But yeah, that has been the first map of Clubhouse. We will quickly head to a break as we set up the second map, which will be Coastline. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back in a few seconds. Be sure to check out the links currently on your screen. On the left side, Kanye Diffuse, the one and only currently casting this game. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Be sure to check out my YouTube as well as Twitch channels. Would really appreciate if you head over there. I'm currently aiming for that 200 subscriber mark. Currently at 198. Please, boys, I need 2 more subs. I want that 200 subs. But yeah, anyway, as I said, this has been a pretty exciting first matchup. Looks like FRANTIC6 want a bit of a break. One of the players has currently locked off. So we will be back with the second map of Coastline. Stay tuned. We will be back shortly. Hello and welcome back everyone to the second map of the fourth and final quarterfinal. It's FRANTIC6 face off against Carbon Core Gaming. Obviously FRANTIC6 have won that previous map of a Clubhouse in a decisive 7-2, so they look to continue that momentum and beat Carbon Core Gaming as we head into Coastline now. Just a quick update, because I believe the third quarterfinal wasn't streamed, so Carbon has won that game, so you can expect to see the main Carbon team, I believe, in the other semi-final tomorrow, which will be at 1 PM, as 80K will face off against Untamed Cox, as well as later that day Carbon will be facing off against the winner of FRANTIC6 versus Carbon Core Gaming, which will be decided in this very matchup. And just before we head into this matchup, I want to say a big thank you to you guys, because I just got 4 subs in like 30 seconds after I gave a quick shout out to my channel. So thank you so much, guys, for making me surpass that 200 subs goal. It's been a pretty big goal for me recently. I've tried to reach that 200 mark, so thank you so much, everyone. But without further ado, let's head straight up into Coastline. Heading to the sunny mansion on Ibiza in Spain. FRANTIC6 and Carbon Core Gaming will be facing off in this beautiful, beautiful map. Starting the ban phase now. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a Thatcher once again. Actually, the Montaigne ban does come out, and that's a pretty big one. I mean, we saw Montaigne, I believe, banned in the previous matchup, but on Coastline, it's even more impressive, because Montaigne is effective on most of the sites here. I mean, we all know the kitchen service take where you just passive with the Monty outside the doorway, as well as the hookah billiards take where you just once again passive with the Monty outside of the doorway. And actually, Thatcher is not bad. Capital, the second attacker ban, a lot of utility taken off of the attacking side. So yeah, these bans are not as common as I would have suspected. The first defensive ban, however, will be a pretty common one. Mirror taken off of the board. Nothing really to say there. The final defender ban will be a Legion, and I don't think I've ever seen a Legion ban in a pro match, so that's actually a very interesting one. I am surprised to know whether they are going to align strats around that, just like rush strats, or because the Montaigne is banned. It's not like you want a hard counter to a Montaigne or anything being banned, so I don't really know what the motive is behind that one, but nonetheless, Carbon Core Gaming will be starting on defense once wait. Yeah, they started on defense in Clubhouse. They will be heading to hookah and billiards as their primary bomb site. So, yo, what a big brain there. The smoke six picked onto the smoke.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
So even though the Thatcher is... actually the Thatcher is not banned, so it makes a bit more sense to actually stick that bandit. As well, those Jaeger ADSs and Wamai Magpies, they need to watch out for those Thatcher grenades, but sure, it's not on the board at the moment. FRANTIC6 have not opted to take it, but it's a possibility, and it's definitely a very real one, because I believe Thatcher's pick rate in most high-tier ranked games is something like, it has like a 40% presence. It's one of the highest of all attacking operators, so that definitely, according to stats, it is a very common picked operator. But now the attack is spawning in. Let's see how they decide to take this one. Interestingly, actually, the Blackbeard on the board, I like that pick, because we all know how deadly of a spot this main billiards window can be if played correctly. So if what I think Blackbeard's going to do is going to repel on that window, he should be able to do quite some damage from that position. Jaeger and Bandit actually roaming down below in logistics and front lobby desk. Bandit now poised to put up a bit of a flank, but instantly shut down by Fish. So he looks for a double, does spot out the smoke, running into Blue Bar, sprays through the wall, however, no damage done, but now they know where he's playing. They can lock out his rotate. He's currently stuck in Sunrise, so at the moment he's definitely vulnerable. And on the other side of the map, Mini E takes a lot of damage, but Moss answering back with the kill to Figure. That's your Ash dropped, but now Big Tasty, he needs to do something in this position because his rotates are being held, and now IQ holds the angle, but not able to win out the gunfight. Big Tasty gets the headshot with the SMG-11 onto Fish. Now your IQ off of the board, but answered back by Ducky with the kill onto Moss. Your Bandit now off of the board. Big Tasty is still roaming down below in office, but AML does get Primal, now left in the hands of Mini E and Big Tasty. C4 does get ripped, looking to throw it there into the players currently playing in Aqua, but AML gets the double kill now on the round as he gets a kill into Big Tasty. C4 is primed and ready, thrown out onto that Billiards and Aqua doorway. So Lulu actually now pressuring aggressively, does get the kill onto Mini E. So that is FRANTIC6 taking the very first round. So FRANTIC6 with a quick lead there in this game. CCG will be heading back to Penthouse and Theater once again. Maybe true. Actually, no. I'm so confused with my sites at the moment. They will be heading to Penthouse and Theater for the first time, having realized Hookah and Billiards is not working out for them. Maybe trying to shake things up. Running the dock there. Looks like they will be going for that more frag heavy orientated setup. So let's see how this does work out for them as well. The Wamai being brought out and the Alibi. I like this pick once again. I explained my views on the Alibi in that previous matchup, but like I said, it's really a good operator if you can place those Prismas in the correct positions. As well as the Bandit batteries, probably necessary to hold this Penthouse and Theater site because of that VIP wall, so commonly breached by the attackers. But looking at the lineup there from FRANTIC6, they don't actually have any hard breaches on the board. And I think that's going to be a pretty big detriment to them because you kind of need a hard breacher to push into Master Bedroom and Theater. So like one of the players on FRANTIC6 have already been pinged by that Alibi Prisma, so already giving a bit of utility to the side of Carbon Core Gaming, a bit of intel for them. So let's see what the attacks now start to do. Ducky here on the Zofia starting to rappel up on this main penthouse window. No, this is a very common and strong spot. Quite strange that the Blackbeard isn't currently playing this spot. Nonetheless, Ducky can definitely do some damage here from this position. Does rappel up, maybe wants to open up this bathroom hatch. As well on the other side of the map now, AML starting to push into this hookah area, spraying through the wall, pre-firing into that long hallway, which I believe, yes, Rook is currently playing this. So IQ looking to take this engagement, and he does. A great headshot there onto Anoksha. IQ getting the first kill with a double now for him, the second headshot. Fish transferring with a spray onto Anoksha, but from the side here, Wamaya is currently playing inside of VIP Lounge and just answers back with a double for himself on the round, but Figure finally getting the kill. Now a 3-2 man count, but equalized out by Mini E, getting the kill into Fish. Now in a 2-on-2 equalized man count, sprang through the wall. Ducky tries to get the kill onto Mini E, finally gets the DBNO state. Moss now left last alive. The Roma has to get back to site, and the diffuser is getting planted. Now has to maybe either go to res his teammate, but that's very risky in this scenario. The post plant now, as the players are starting to pressure into this theater area, realizing now where Moss is currently playing on this Alibi, using the utility on the Zofia to chuck out those concussions, and finally Ducky does get the kill. Oh, sorry, actually Figure does get the final kill. Great headshot there for him, locking out the round. Now Carbon Core Gaming will actually be heading back to Penthouse and Theater. Quite strange. I mean, Penthouse Theater, it's a decently strong bomb site, but with Mirror banned and having seen it didn't work out in the previous round, I don't really know what to say about this, because FRANTIC6, they've just been on a roll. They've been winning the gunfights. They've been working as a team. They've just been winning their round. So FRANTIC6, they have a lot of momentum behind them at the moment. I mean, if you look at the round differential at the moment in this series, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, FRANTIC6, they've currently taken 9 rounds where Carbon Core Gaming has only taken 2. So definitely, if you look at the bigger picture here, FRANTIC6, they are in a very decisive overall lead, and I really think that blends into the mindset here of Carbon Core Gaming. I mean, imagine it's bad enough to win a ranked game to lose a ranked game 4-0. Now imagine that happening twice and then losing another round whilst only taking 2 rounds. Like it's breaking your mentality, and just being able to still work as a team after that beating from a team as strong as FRANTIC6, it really speaks to your mentality. So at the moment, Carbon Gaming definitely feeling the effect of losing this far, but they can still turn this around. You can't count them out just yet.
Bomb located by attacker.
First kill does come out from Moss, but immediately answered back with the kill from Ducky. The refrag there, so now equalized out into a 4-4 once again. Ducky repelling once again on this main penthouse window. Already has 1 kill for himself on the round, as well as 3 kills thus far. This matchup, 0 deaths for himself. Looking at the scoreboard here quickly, he's currently top of his leaderboard, so definitely doing well for his team in this round and the previous. I believe he was the MVP for FRANTIC6 in the previous one on Clubhouse, so really a very influential player here. Primal playing in VIP at the moment, does get droned out, not able to shoot out that pesky drone. So the Blackbeard does swing wide and almost does a bit of damage here onto Primal, but his flanks are being held. If he moves out of this position, either Lulu on the Gridlock or AML on the Blackbeard here will get the kill onto him. So definitely a precarious position here, as well as the Gridlock Sting is now coming out, basically dooming him. He can't rotate out as well from the main window now. Ducky does, or actually no, that's Fish with the G8A1 in hand, does get the headshot onto Primal. So now in a 4-3 man count, FRANTIC6 have dropped into this bottom area as well. Lulu and AML now pressuring from this Hall of Fame area. So at the moment, FRANTIC6, they can definitely go for a side collapse if they want to. If you go into the overview quickly, all 3 players left on Carbon Gaming are currently roaming, or sorry, are currently situated near site, and now the collapse is coming. Fish repels in, sprays on into the castle, playing on the backside at the moment. No damage done onto him quite yet, as Fish taking a lot of damage, but the site collapse has come in, and I believe the diffuser is still in the hands of Lulu here, who actually does fall off of this balcony area, but Fish with a double for himself on the round, and Ducky also with a double. Just these 2 players carrying their team here to a victory. Big Tasty now left last alive, currently for some reason in main lobby. Starting to get back to site now. Diffuser, however, is getting planted. Gets the first kill onto the Blackbeard, but he'll have to clutch out a 1v4 if he wants to win this. Cannot do it, and IQ down below from the main stairs does get the final kill onto Big Tasty, and that, my friends, is a 3-0 round lead in favor of FRANTIC6. So now CCG realizing Penthouse and Theater just, it wasn't working out for them. They're heading back to Hukan Billiards, their primary bomb site. So going back there, I mean, looking at the operator lineup, it doesn't look like they are doing too wild of a strat, opting to 6-pick off of the Echo onto the Mute. Let's see how this does work out for them. And I mean, FRANTIC6, the operator lineup has been, I believe it's been exactly the same over all 3 rounds. So Yeah, I mean, Carbon Core Gaming, if you want to do something, you kind of know what FRANTIC6 is going to run. They've been running the Blackbeard, the Gridlock, the IQ, the Sophia, and the Buck each and every round. So you can, at this point, really go for some targeted plays. You can go for like very niche and very risky strats because, I mean, you know what the operator lineup is going to be. You know what they're going to have on their board to try and deal with you. So Carbon Core Gaming, if anything, now's the time to start doing something wild. I mean, you're going to need that. I mean, 3-0 down on your defensive side on Coastline. It's not something you want.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Figure, looks like he's having a bit of an issue there. I don't know what that was. That was pretty strange. Maybe some mouse issues, but it looks like it is resolved. Lulu does get the first kill into Moss, and he's been the opening kill a few times now. Moss currently 2 for 4 in this map, so not doing the best he can. Still contributing to his team nonetheless. That Alibi now dropped the MX4 Storm lost. So there's currently still one player roaming down below. That is Rook. It is Inoksha. Still down below here in Sunrise Bar. He's currently getting droned out. They're now Nova's position. Doesn't look like he knows he's been droned out. And Ducky, just with the callouts from his team, able to instantly capitalize on that information gathered by the drones, gets the kill into Inoksha. And now a 5-3 man count. This is not looking good for Carbon Core Gaming. Oh, from down below, the Buck opens up the aqua hatch, and Mini E just falls. He falls quick, and, well, his team is falling. Primal does get a kill, and Big Tasty as well, one for himself, does equalize it out just a bit. Primal now spraying as well onto the main billiards repel. Ducky taking a lot of damage, so the defenders here definitely making quick work of these attackers, but is it enough? Sure, you've got 2 kills now, but you're still at a deficit. Now Figure getting a kill into Primal. That's a player down in Lounge. So 1v3 scenario. Crossfire is being held. What can you do in this situation? But Big Tasty, he starts it off. He does get the first kill onto Ducky. Now knows there's a player on his stairs. Sprays in. Does not get the kill onto the Buck. Figure gets the final kill. And that, my friends, is a 4-0 round lead now in favor of Figure 6. Sorry, not Figure. That's the player. FRANTIC6. So CCG once again going to Hookah and Billiards now for the 3rd time. At this point, I would not be feeling too well if I am CCG, because FRANTIC6, a 4-0 round lead, it's kind of lost already in my opinion. Sure, you can never count a team out, but with this big of a deficit, really, it's hard to get your mental game straight. It's hard to get your strats right. I mean, at the moment, you've tried almost everything. You've gone to both Penthouse and Hookah Billiards 2 times each, and it's just not been working. FRANTIC6 have not been holding back. They've just been completely obliterating Carbon Core Gaming thus far, and really, that's how it's been going, and it's reflected in the scoreboard. 4-0 now for FRANTIC6. So at the moment, they're looking to lock out this matchup very quickly, because if you look on the board there, FRANTIC6, they have taken the first map of Clubhouse, so if they win this one, they win the series. Currently 1 roamer down below, that is Mozzie. Mini E currently roaming down below. A bit of a pre-fire into his wall actually there. Where did that come from? Oh, it was from the window. Okay, I thought it was all the way through. So it seems that they know the Mozzie is currently roaming down below. It looks like a drone does indeed spot him out, so he needs to be aware of this. I mean, we've seen FRANTIC6 just capitalize so quickly on information, and oh my word, on the other side of the map, one kill for Figure and one for AML. Moss as well as Primal are dropped. So now AML getting another onto Big Tasty, a double of him on the round. So just instantly within like a span of 15 seconds, Carbon Core Gaming are at an intense back foot as well. Mini E currently roaming down below, does get flashed out. Fish on the other side of the map gets killed out by Anoksha. Last player left, last live in a 1v5 scenario. They know where he is, flashes on him, and yeah, that's a flawless round for FRANTIC6. Figure getting the final kill onto Mini E. That's a great one for FRANTIC6. So, I mean, if third times wasn't the charm, go to it a fourth time. Actually, no, they switched it up, going to Penthouse and Theatre. Did look like they were going to lock in Hookah Billiards once again, but no, switched it up last second, going to Penthouse and Theatre. And unfortunately, actually, not taking the clash. Would have liked to see that. And actually, on the other side, on the attacking, they tease the Glaz. I'm actually a big proponent of Glaz because he is really how do I put this? He can lock down an angle very aggressively in the way that Kali can, but unlike Kali, he can actually aggressively peek into angles. The aggressive nature of Glaz is not something to be overlooked. I mean, I've been using it basically every game I play on Coastline and ranked games. I mean, it's working out for me, sure. Ranked isn't maybe what do you say, like relatable to your average custom game, high stakes game, but still it's not something to be overlooked in my opinion. But as well, Mini E, he's currently on the cap can, placing his cap cans here all the way in Narnia, it seems, placing one down below in blue bar, probably expecting a push to come out from FRANTIC6. And if you look at the round history, they have been pushing from the office side quite often, so not too strange of a place to be placing those EDDs. As well, the castle actually on the board. I really like the setup coming out from Carbon Core. A lot of more niched operators, and that's what I've been telling them. Like, when you realize you're just 5-0 down, you've got to shake something up, and it's got to be pretty wild. And what wilder can you do than taking a cap can? But now Moss gets the first kill onto Fish. That is the what's that operator called again? How am I forgetting this? That is the Finca dropped. That is her name. So now AML on the Blackbeard, assisted by, I believe that is Ash of Ducky. He's currently pressuring into bathroom. AML currently clearing out VIP, but I believe, yeah, the pings are coming out. Anoksha is currently still playing in VIP, and he does get killed. So now spraying through from 90 side, Big Tasty does a bit of damage onto Figure, but what can you do? It's equalized in a 44, sure, but the players of Carbon Core Gaming, they're still off-site. Moss and Mini E are currently still roaming down below. And another kill for the AML. It's a double for him on the round. Now the last player left alive on site is Big Tasty on the dock. MP5 ACOG in hand. Sprays into VIP Hall, but cannot get the kill. Now Moss and Mini E left last live. But actually no, Doc was able to get himself up, but finally killed off by Buck. Now they know of the position of Mini E as well as Moss getting a kill. So now all the players on the side of Carbon Core Gaming, they know they're off-site, they know they can get this plant down, and that's exactly what they're doing. 1 second left on that, and yes, the diffuser is down. So now 45 seconds left to Carbon Core Gaming to retake this site. Tries to whip out that Russian gun, however does not land anything. Going for the run out, hoping a player is currently on the rappel. Moss not able to spot anything. No one wants to dance into his crosshairs. They're just playing safe. They can win this on time. 20 seconds left on the defuse now, and finally AML with a triple for himself on the round. FRANTIC6 take a clean sweep of their attacking split, ending it 6-0, one off of match point. Burge ZA quickly asks there in chat, can we see scoreboard? Sure, man. Figure at the moment leading his team with 8 kills, as well as ML actually with 8 kills. So definitely a lot of frag heavy guys there on the side of FRANTIC6. But look at their deaths. Both Lulu and Ducky have only died once, and that really just, it speaks to how well FRANTIC6 have been able to not only win their gunfights, but win the site play. Like, they've been able to get Diffuser down quite a few rounds now, and heading into their defensive split, I think they are going to very effectively play the site, like we saw them do on Clubhouse as well. On the other side, the attackers now, CCG. Inoksha, unfortunately, still 0 kills, the fat donut for him there, so never like to see that. Maybe didn't warm up enough, maybe he's just not feeling himself at the moment. Nonetheless, FRANTIC6, they have a pretty decisive lead, looking to lock out this series as quick as possible.
Attackers have located a bomb. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds to go.
Looks like Ducky will be going for his little spawn kill here.
Attackers objective.
Lulu will be throwing out a Prisma there as a bit of a decoy there. Might alleviate a bit of the pressure here onto Ducky, but he does spot the one player, does the damage onto Zofia. Zofia, however, only takes like 1 HP of damage, it seems. Sure, it's damage done, but was it really worth it? And the ping's now coming out onto the Bucker there, as well being droned out by the EDD, oh sorry, the EED. The two gadgets very close to each other, but from the side, Primal does get the inj onto the Doc as well as the kill to Lulu. However, Moss does get dropped himself. Now Primal in a DBNO state. The Lion scan does come out, the EED scanning out the defensive players there, but now Primal in a DBNO state. No attackers close to him as Mute does get another kill, whips out the C4 into the roof, and now Inoksha, the one player with 0 kills for himself, finally does get a kill for himself. So now left in a 1v3 scenario on match point. This is not looking good. I've got to be honest here. He needs to clutch out a 1v3 now if he wants any chance at even winning a round. At this point, overtime is like, it's a fever dream. All they want at the moment is to just get one round on the board, but they can't even do that. FRANTIC6 take Coastline in a 7-0 round count, and that, my friends, was just some great siege play coming out from FRANTIC6ESPORTS. That was just, yeah, well, like it says there, a flawless victory. 7-0, absolutely impeccable play from FRANTIC6, and yeah, that is FRANTIC6 now heading to the semi-finals, which will be held tomorrow at 1 PM on this very Twitch channel. Be sure to join us tomorrow, 1 PM South African time, UTC plus 2 hours. 1 PM as ATK will be facing off against Untamed Cox, as well as now Carbon will be facing against FRANTIC6 in the other semi-finals. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. This has been the 4th and final quarterfinal of Esports Factions Rainbow Six Rivals. This has been the one and only Kanye Diffuse. Be sure to check out my YouTube links as well as Twitch channel, which are currently posted there. I believe it's on the left side of your screen. Be sure to check me out. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. This has been some top tier siege. So yeah, thank you once again to our sponsors, Noping. We will run their ad in just 1 second, and yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining. Cheers.